what Conor's been able to do, he's the first guy in the UFC that's been able to do that, that's had spectacular results.
A career that's been defined as one of the most unique and magnetizing spectacles over the history of MMA is about to make a third and possibly final comeback.
That story is far from over. In fact, that story is just being wrote. It's just beginning.
Capturing the hearts of his homeland and storming through back-to-back divisions, Conor McGregor is now set to make another return to the UFC, this time challenging a different type of lightweight contender. An all-out wrestler with the ability to bang makes Michael Iron Chandler an eccentric matchup for a toe-to-toe standoff against one of the sport's best, and placing both men on a similar playing field in terms of ability and career progression makes this fight a possible collision for the ages. Once in a lifetime, we get to see an outlier rise from their field to conquer the world and elevate to unheard of levels of status.
Conor looking so settled already.
Yet, in a sport that is still in its development stages and relatively unknown to the mainstream public, the chances of that are usually slim to none. However, overturning those odds, a young Irishman with starving ambition came out to prove to his country and the world that not only could you make a name for yourself, but you could also blow the world away simultaneously.
I said it last year, when I heard you to take part, we're here to take over. This solid gold pocket watch, 3 people died making this watch, you know what I mean?
5'4" at least. You should stand up because we can barely see you on the screen.
Conor McGregor made us rich. Break out the red panties.
That your confidence comes from your big ball sack. Can you elaborate on that?
Loud, brash, and confident outside as well as inside of the octagon, McGregor's entrance to the world of MMA wasn't a quiet one, to say the least.
Let's bring in that handsome Irish guy who keeps ripping people's heads off, that will sell more pay-per-views than both Chad and Jose. Let's bring him in.
And steamrolling through every opponent at featherweight only made his pursuit for greatness even more special, as he made history in a second-weight division.
Here in this round, he's done. It is all over. History has been made.
Didn't just do it. Did it flawlessly.
They're not on my level. You gotta have size, reach, length. You gotta have some attributes.
It's no mystery that in recent times, Conor McGregor hasn't remained to be the fighter he once was. With all the accolades, money, and extreme levels of fame being overwhelming, it can be hard for one to maintain that same stoic ability over ego and inner self-control they once had.
I don't
Smash me, mate. Smash me. Smash me. You say send location. Here it is, right here in front of you.
Mountains of financial cushion and lack of desire to stay active in the sport has paid a detrimental price for McGregor as he's tasted multiple defeats. Though now it's brought him to a playing field where other monsters of the division may cause him further undoing. After his emphatic head kick KO victory at UFC 274, Michael Chandler called out Conor McGregor in chilling fashion.
Conor McGregor! You gotta come back and fight somebody! I am the most entertaining lightweight on the planet! But I want to up the stakes, Conor! I want you at your biggest, I want you at your baddest, and I want you at your best!
Though despite a lack of response from the two weight champions, it seemed he was still happy to accept the challenge and oblige in a future collision with this lightweight wrecking ball.
Obviously, he's tweeted, and it's a fight that he wants down the line. He's deserved and earned the right to be that.
Being the opposite to McGregor in terms of activity, Michael Chandler's run since his UFC debut in 2021 has been quite impressive.
Look at the immediate... Big knockdown for Michael Chandler!
Though not winning every bout consistently, his strong wrestling ability and high-octane, highly aggressive style still captured the interest of the majority since his prior Bellator days.
Against Rick Hahn, that was unexpected. Man! Oh my goodness! Chandler hits so hard, and he puts everything into those shots.
However, it was unfortunate that Oliveira survived that buzzing right-hand knockdown during their title fight, as it would have catapulted Chandler into a godlike status, becoming the #1 king of the lightweight division.
Yeah, you had him hurt in that first round. You had him in real trouble. Give us your thoughts on what went down in the second round.
Charles Oliveira's the real deal. Listen, I take nothing away from him. I will be back. I promise you I'm going to wear that UFC strap within the next 12 months.
Since then, his pursuit to claim the gold has never ended, as he seeks out the biggest and baddest fighters on the planet.
Dan Hooker, Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje, and now Tony Ferguson. It's right where I wanted to be.
When I interviewed him after that fight, it was the best ever post-fight speech I've ever heard in my life.
Once again solidified myself as one of the most electrifying guys in this division. I try not to brag too much, but I think the numbers don't lie, and I'm just excited and blessed to be here.
With his last bout ending in submission defeat to the same guy that stopped McGregor in his prior fights, it seems that both men have coincidentally landed in a similar place and stage in their careers that makes perfect sense for a collision against one another.
Yeah, that's a fun one, man. I mean, who the hell wouldn't want to see that fight?
Dana White made the announcement last week, and a lot of people are very, very excited.
I've been a front runner for Conor's return for a while. Obviously, everyone has expressed interest in it.
As of yet, there still remains to be little to no animosity between either men.
I think we've seen a lot of growth in Conor. One of the baddest men on the planet, now one of the most daddest men on the planet.
However, with recent announcements revealing plans of a 2023 Ultimate Fighter series featuring both Conor and Michael as coaches on the show, things might start to heat up nicely, adding that extra bit of spice come fight night.
Conor's not coaching the Ultimate Fighter just on ESPN+. They're going to run this Ultimate Fighter on ESPN. Conor McGregor gets linear television with the Ultimate Fighter.
Outside of the octagon, I would imagine Chandler to be the smarter of the two. Inside the octagon, I would definitely put Chandler with a lower IQ than Conor.
So I'm super curious what the payout is compared to the first time he did it. Because, he's got, or if it even is about that, or if it really is just like, okay, this structure is going to put me in a gym atmosphere for 6, 8, whatever, however many weeks.
Regardless of accomplishments and any other matters that may conflict your thinking towards this bout, the sharpshooting style of McGregor,
Again, nobody can take that left-hand shot.
and heavy-handed brawling nature of Chandler
You and me at 170. This number, this fall, this winner. Conor Mcgregor.
is a matchup that could only possibly be made in heaven.
Walk like a dog in that octagon on Saturday night. He hit him with the right hand.
It's not that we necessarily dislike each other that much, I would say. So you just got two dudes that are trying to accomplish the same thing, and he's in my way and I'm in his way.
With some saying the encounter has shades of McGregor-Mendez written all over it, makes them potentially right when it comes down to what might possibly happen. However, Chandler has a significant size and unquestionable power advantage over Chad that makes for a much tougher night for this more inactive version of McGregor.
I'm going to be back soon, hopefully, early 2023.
Fans will likely watch closely as they witness McGregor's first return to live combat since his horrific ankle break against Dustin almost 2 years ago. Though claiming all is well and good and firing on all cylinders could mean another early night for Chandler if he was to fall victim for that notorious left hand.
Be interesting to see with Chandler and Conor. I think that there's a level of respect between those two. But, when you get inside and you see each other every day and you're crossing paths, but things happen.